All of this is incredibly personal for my next guest. His son, Sagui Dekel-Chen, is one of the Americans who was taken hostage by Hamas on October 7th. 36-year-old Sagui is believed to be still alive. His father has joined other American families of hostages fighting to help bring their loved ones home. Jonathan Dekel-Chen joins me now. Jonathan, first of all, got to get your reaction, not only to the news that there's a deal, but to the news that we've been able to confirm that your son is among the first group of hostages slated to be released.
It's difficult to put into words right now, to be honest, what the reaction might be from myself and my family. And mostly my thoughts are now with my three granddaughters, Sagui's young girls, and his wife, in what this will mean when he comes home. That being said, there are 98 hostages being held by Hamas in hellholes, those who still may be alive amongst the 98. 29 of those 98 are from my home, Kibbutz Nir Oz, that was destroyed on October 7th. They're my extended family. So for me, of course, the primary goal has to be my own son. But for Israel as a whole, we need all 98 to come home, those who may still be alive and those who've already been murdered by Hamas. So, we'll feel the joy. I will feel joy, I assure you, when Sagui is able to embrace his little girls, one of whom he has not met. She was born 2 months after the massacre on Nir Oz, and I simply do not know if Sagui even knows that his family survived the massacre.
What have you been told? What have you been told, Jonathan, about where Sagui is, what his condition is? Have you been told anything by the Israeli government?
No specifics. No, the only true proof of life that we've ever had came in over a year ago, with the release of 100 women and children in the first negotiated agreement. And a handful of them who were from my kibbutz were able to tell us that they had encountered Sagui very briefly in the tunnels under Gaza, that he was alive, wounded but alive. They also told us about a number of other men from our kibbutz who were alive at that time, who were subsequently murdered by Hamas in captivity.
So are you, when you hear that his name, he's on that list of the group that's going to be released first, possibly as soon as Sunday, are you positive that that means he will be walking out of that ambulance and into the arms of the IDF and back to you? I mean, are you confident he's still alive?
As I said, the last positive proof of life that we had for Sagui was over a year ago. And in the current conditions, or the conditions that have existed for the last 15 months, there's been no Red Cross visits, no Red Crescent visits. There is no way for us to know what his condition is, physically or psychologically. All that I can say for sure is that when he does emerge from that ambulance, from that vehicle, we will embrace him in all meanings of the word and help him in all ways necessary to rebuild his life.
You've waited 466 days, Jonathan, to get this news. How did you hear that they reached a deal?
Well, we've been hearing, I think as the whole world has been hearing over the course of the last 7 weeks since President-elect Trump made a very strong statement about what his expectations are for the release of hostages and a ceasefire, and talking about hell to pay. And, that really was a game changer. The Biden administration, as some of the previous reporters have said, it created the framework with Prime Minister Netanyahu, but getting it over the finish line, rattling enough cages here in the Middle East, that clearly was a product of President Trump's demand, and he put a date on it, the 20th of January, and subsequent statements by himself and senior team members. So we've seen a kind of momentum building for sure, and that included, as has been said here, a sort of last-minute visit on Saturday night by Stephen Witkoff to Jerusalem we believe, make it clear to Prime Minister Netanyahu that the time for delays and obfuscations was over.
Yeah.
And we, all Israelis, I believe, except for a very small number of members of Prime Minister Netanyahu's base, are overjoyed that an agreement has been made. The challenge now is seeing it through to all stages because everyone must come home. We cannot leave. For the long-term health and solidarity of Israel, we cannot leave a single hostage behind.
Jonathan Dekel-Chen, I can't imagine how you're going to get through the next 48, 36 hours. Waiting, hoping, praying that you will see your son and be reunited with him soon. We're thinking of you. Please keep us posted. Congratulations on this great news. Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.